Wow, the music just ends, huh? They
Yeah,
don't wind it down. They don't give you any sort
no,
of no, it's just over.
yeah, and sometimes I have to throw in a sound drop just to get it started because sometimes I'm just sitting here, I'm like, "Oh, crap."
Oh, yeah, the sound drops. I have my,
Yay!
I got those
Yep,
here. But anyway, how you doing, man? It's been a while.
doing good. How's it going after, covering all those mares on stud duty?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, we don't want that to get out.
So you guys been knocking it out of the park lately, or what?
Frank has been doing better than me picking winners, but I did spot a couple of weeks ago a great opportunity to beat a potential, bridge jumper
Okay.
in the San Diego last month, but I don't see any bridge jumping opportunities today for those that want to make the tracks lose money. But we're gonna make some money here, and also with the fact that I've been red hot this week,
Nice, nice. Where you been all over the country, or where you been hitting?
all over. I had a winner at Louisiana Downs on Monday. I had a winner Thursday at Sunday and Thursday at Saratoga, and I had a winner last night at Del Mar, my first Del Mar hit this year, believe it
Nice.
or not. So, but 4 out of 6 races, that gets the ego boosted big time.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. And so Frank is on his way to Saratoga as we speak. Maybe I don't know. I spoke to him yesterday for a
Yeah,
minute, but he's 2 weeks at Saratoga. He's got man, it sounds relaxing. I'm envious.
yeah,
But Frank, so all Frank does, if I'm getting this correctly, Frank, yeah, he's a successful business guy. He runs multiple businesses and whatnot, but really, he spends his days just handicapping races and betting races.
yeah. Whereas me, I will have the TV on and watch the races and not have programs or anything like that. But, if you got the money and that's something you love to do, go right ahead and do it.
Yeah, well, I'm envious of Frank. Hopefully, we can pull Frank in next week because he will be pulling him in live from Saratoga. That would be
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, and that will be an early start on Saratoga. I think they usually start 11 or 11:30 on the big day.
Oh. So what are we looking at today, boss? And
Well,
hey, before you get into that, can I say I pulled up my FanDuel sportsbook
mhm,
racing book for today's show. And so FanDuel, we have all kinds of friends. FanDuel, DraftKings, you name it. We're hooked up with them. And they always run these special promos. But FanDuel right now, this launched today, is running this. Since we've been hanging out with these guys, we have not seen anything. I haven't seen anything like this at all. Let me find a space to put myself right there real quick. It's a new users bet $5 and get $200 instantly. Okay. And they're giving you 2 free weeks of the Sunday ticket. All of this for NFL season. Now, remember, you got to be 21 years or older to even be listening to what I'm saying right now. And if you have a problem, you call 1-800-GAMBLER. But what you do is, and why I love FanDuel is they give you so many bonuses and so many extras, but also you can do horses and you can do any sport that you want to do. So the FanDuel, and it's not in the link in the bio. I'll put it in there as soon as the show ends. But if you want to take advantage of this, because this is a limited time, FanDuel, all these sports books constantly change their promos. And this just launched, it literally just launched today that it may not even be on the website, on their website yet. But how to access this code in this promo is you can go now, you can go immediately after the show to bleacherbrothers.com, and it is right there, smack right in the top of the homepage right there. Just click through that link. And boom, you get your free Sunday ticket. You get $200 just for betting five. This, the way I see it, if you play NFL, this may be your only winning bet of the year. Is you're going to get 2 free weeks
yeah,
of Sunday ticket, and then you get your all your bonus money. So
And the great thing about FanDuel is, and the other platforms which I do love, but the one good thing about FanDuel is, let's say you're playing the sports book and you hit a couple of morning lines where you're playing the underdog in the game, they win. You want to dabble in a couple of races, you don't need a separate pot of money. The money goes right from the sports book right to the race book, and you can
yeah, it's
that
cool.
same amount of money.
And here's the other thing that I really like about FanDuel, and I can't tell you that I've had a problem with any sports book doing this, but when we were doing the Triple Crown earlier,
Yeah,
in the spring, I nailed the whole. I don't remember if it was the Preakness or the Belmont, but one of them I won a small fortune,
yeah,
and very rarely do I withdraw money. But I said, you know what? Let me withdraw some of this money. It was in my account instantly. I mean, they
yeah,
they move quick. They don't drag
yeah.
their errands. I know people that deal with offshore accounts because they're in Florida or they're in a state where they have no other options. But to get your money from one of these offshore accounts, you got to wait weeks, sometimes months, and then
Mm,
you have to convert it from crypto into dollars. I mean, it's such a pain in the.
mm,
With FanDuel, it was as easy as make a withdrawal. Okay, boom, we'll put it
yeah,
back in your bank account, and then it was there.
yeah,
So I love FanDuel. I wish I could use them more often in Florida, but I can use them for the horses. So that's where we are
yeah,
today.
yeah. And also, you let me onto some of the promotions that they have this morning because I didn't get that far into everything this morning. But if you're going to play the Woodbine card, all 13 races, they have a money back special where if you bet up to $5 to win on a horse, and that horse finishes second or third, depending on the size of the field, you'll get your $5 back.
So look at that for a minute. So you go right now. You say, all right, you know what? I watch these fools all the time, Joe, Frank, AJ, and they seem like they're having fun and they seem like they're winning. Let me get in. So if you go in today, you go to our link, you click that link, you're getting bet five, and you get 200 instantly. You're getting 2 weeks free a Sunday ticket, and you're getting your money back on Woodbine today. And there was a $10, I think, on
The Alabama,
Saratoga today, also. Yeah,
the Alabama, yeah.
yeah. So that's
So
you win just by signing up. You win.
yeah, yeah. And now last night, I showed once again why I stink at those money back promotions because the race I wrote yesterday for the site,
Mm-hmm.
I saw last night after I got done work that it was a money back promotion. I put money in my TBG account, which is essentially FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
They had a promotion, $10 back if your horse doesn't win. Well, I suck at it because my horse won.
Nice. So you're saying you get your money back. Hey, I didn't, and I don't have this up here, but I've been killing time lately on another app that was a friend of ours. It's called Horse Picks, I think. Let me look
Yeah,
it up real fast. So it literally has nothing to do with horse racing. It's a casino app, and I'm always very very leery of these casino apps because I thought that you would never that no one ever wins, and I don't know how they're regulated. And you downloaded the Bet365 app a few months ago. I
yes,
believe it
I
was
did.
Bet365, and then you hit a jackpot the next day. And I'm like, all right, well, you know what?
Yeah,
That just shows me that people do win. So anyway, I just started screwing around on this. What is the name of this? Horseplay
yeah,
app on video poker, and I screenshotted them. I was going to send them to you guys, but I won a whole bunch of money on this app in the past week, just on Aces High Video Poker, and I didn't start with a whole bunch of money. I put like
yeah,
$50 in there, and then boom. So that's another one where there's promotions through us on that.
yeah,
Hey, Penguin AZ, good morning, buddy. So anyway, we got a lot of friends, and,
yeah,
and our whole website is getting a relaunch in about a week, and all the sports betting and all our sports friends with
yeah,
football and all that coming up. Um, It's going to be massive. It's literally going to be second to none. But
And before we get to your next point here, Bet 365.
yeah.
Couple of weeks ago, I was going to the Phillies game, and I stopped downtown at the bank to get some money.
Uh huh.
One of those big billboards that they have at 11th or 12th and Market. Bet 365 now available in Pennsylvania, so I can use my Bet 365 account again.
Beautiful.
Because, like I told you before, the sports books have to be associated with the casino, and they're associated with Prescott in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So, so those in Pennsylvania that are watching, Bet 365 is available. But if you watch the top team in the National League, the Phillies, you've seen those commercials the last week or two in the Phillies games.
Ah, they're blowing it up, huh?
They're back to normal. Then again, you're playing a bunch of weak teams right now.
No, I mean they're blowing up Bet365 in advertisements, letting
Yeah,
everybody know that
that
they're.
too.
So here, I'll give you something exciting that no one that hasn't been put out there anywhere because we've been moving and shaking and all kinds of stuff. We have Bleacher Brothers
Yep.
and we have Owl's Nest,
Yep.
and we're with New Era Prep, who they absolutely killed it last night on the first night of high school football here. I mean, the coverage it's just insane. They were everywhere at every game, and the shots that they got were so good. But coming soon to a city near you, and especially if you're in Philadelphia or Los Angeles or New York or the metro Miami, sort of South Florida area, Bleacher Brothers local,
Nice.
which will focus in. So, like Philly will focus in on everything Philly, from the Union to the Phillies to the Flyers to the Sixers. I don't know if there's any other teams. Oh yeah, the football team. But the same thing in New York and in LA, and then we're going. Dallas is on the short list. Crap, there's a few places that are on the short list. So very, very, very cool stuff. Very cool. We're
Yeah.
working, man. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, "How's your vacation, man?" You know, vacation. And the one day I did take off, I got hoodwinked by Luch. He says, "Hey, come up for the race to Jersey," and I'm like, "All right, yeah, Monmouth." I figure because he's at Monmouth like every other day. It was a friggin' bike race. I had the bike in it. I'm like, "Oh my god, Luch, what the hell, man!" I never got to see Monmouth. I was in and out like that.
Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't get hooked into riding a bike because I always crash.
Well, this was a dangerous race. One guy left in an ambulance,
Yeah.
went down face
That
first into the asphalt.
that probably would have been me.
You know what? Because this is a bar. What do they call it? A pub hop or a bar
Yeah.
hopping bike thing. It raises money for a really good cause. But when you put beers all day long and bikes together, somebody's going down with an
Yeah.
injury. Now,
Yeah.
I don't drink, so I was not really. My concern was I haven't been on a bike in a very long time,
Yeah.
but I survived.
Yeah. I haven't been on a bike in a long time either, and I don't drink either. So.
No. Then you're gonna have to get in it next year because next year we're gonna get heavily involved in this thing. I think as a company because it is for a really good cause,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, but all right. So what do we got, man? Let's get into this. Don't let me. I haven't been here forever, and you got
All
me
right.
hijacking. You got me
No.
performing,
No.
man, like a
Um.
dancing bear or something here.
Hey. Hey. Content. You know. But we're going to look at a couple different races here today. We're going to look at the two-year-old turf races that they have there. Um, the sixth race, which is the Sore Free Stakes.
Where are we? We're in Woodbine, right?
We're at Woodbine.
All right. So let me go back to Woodbine here. I got to
Um,
pull it up. I got out of Woodbine for a minute. Woodbine race 6.
race 6.
All right. I've already placed my bet on this race.
Okay. Okay. We'll see if you're my jinx or not.
Okay.
Uh,
What do you got?
then after that, we'll take a look at the 10th race, which is the female version of this race, and then we will look at the big one, the King's Plate. So just
Okay.
give our viewers an idea of what's going on here today. So 6 races is sword free. Got 2-year-olds going 6.5 furlongs on that outer turf course. Now a couple years ago they did put that inner turf course in, but this is more the Champions turf course. This is where most of the stakes races are held, I believe. And you got a pretty heavy favorite here in Mensa. And I'm thinking, the old me would have played that because I'm a smart person. And
I
if
get
you're
it. I get it.
yeah, and if you're really smart, you're a member of Mensa. But mhm. So um, if this horse gets the lead on the front end, it's going to be over, probably. But I think that I think I'm going to go away from him here. I'm going to go with the two test score. Now, sometimes you have to look at the video, and sometimes the video will contradict what the program says here. Test score is still a maiden, is 0 for 1, but they don't mention in the program that test score got cut off in the stretch by another horse.
Mm.
So the horse veered in the path of test score, but test score was still able to get beyond that horse to get second, but he didn't catch the winner that day. So, but I will still say that he had trouble, even though daily racing form and Equibase or whatever program you use, you know, sometimes you can find things like that. And I'm going with the two here, test score. And I think that you're going to see a clearer trip. Granted, it's going to be more on the inside. He was on the outside post there. I wouldn't be surprised if he steals this race here today.
So I see something that I like here in this race, and this is new unless I've been asleep at the wheel.
Hmm.
But in the daily racing form now, you don't have to search for blinkers on or blinkers off. Boy, they're like it's like a billboard right in your face,
Yeah, yeah.
which is very cool. Also, I can give you a long shot involving Mensa,
Hmm.
our child, my wife and I,
Hmm.
Mensa. That is a long shot. That's unexplainable
Yeah.
because me, I'm as dumb as a box of fucking doorknobs. My wife's smart, but the kid's a genius, man. It's insane. So, um, that being said, I don't like Mensa and test score. I looked at I what I like about test score is I like lightly raced horses and
Yeah.
only one race, but I went with another lightly raced horse in this one. I went with a 6.
Okay.
Um, I like what the 6 did. Its last time out, it moved very forward. Um, First race on the turf, but for most of these horses, this is their first race on the turf. Was either
Yeah.
now or their last race. But anyway, I took the 6, and I bet a couple bucks on the 6 to win in this race.
Okay. Yeah. And you can take advantage of that promotion on FanDuel. Well, the promotion to get you into FanDuel, and also the win back special that they have today on all the races on the FanDuel platform. So, so the good news is we are not jinxing ourselves, and you know what I mean by that is my dad and I used to have this thing all the time where, would you play the 5? And I'd be like, you mf'er, I had the 5 too. You jinxed me, and he'd go, no, you jinxed me. But anyways, so but keep an eye on Cairo Caper as well because it may float into the second race that we have here because um,
He's that good that he's going to run in 2 races and win them both.
no,
Oh, okay. I
no,
thought that's,
no,
I thought that's what you meant when
no,
you said
because one
somebody.
of the horses in the Philly race ran against Cairo Caper.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how sometimes you believe, well, if that horse won this race and this horse is running in this race, this horse should win, that sort of thing, like some transit property stuff. And I know I'm getting Mensa brained too much, but you know what I mean. So,
Well, you better be on point with your picks here because in the audience you got like a horse racing broadcasting legend. Defo
oh, oh
is
shit,
out there, and
yeah,
Defo like Frank, he
yeah,
lives at the track, and
yeah, and like I told you before the show started, We are on a hot streak right now. We had 4 winners on our last 6 days, 1 race a day, but today it's the mother load. You're gonna get 3 articles from me, 7 races. I threw a pick 3 in there. I threw a daily double. I'm throwing so much stuff on the wall today that either I'm gonna be well ahead for the month or I'm gonna be back in a deep hole again.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to move the show to OnlyFans pretty soon. I mean, before you said you were gonna show the big one, and I'm like, oh, all right, I don't know if we can do that here. And then you just said something else right now that eludes me
Yeah,
because I'm focused on my handicapping here. So
yeah.
where are we going? So that's race 6. Where are we going now?
We're
Race
we're gonna go to race 10.
race 10. Okay.
Now, this is the female version of the 6th race. This is the Catch a Glimpse Stakes. Once again, 6.5 furlongs on the outside turf, also known as the EP Taylor turf course. I prefer to call it the outside turf for our casual viewers here today. And um,
Why do they need 2 turfs? Right.
well,
What's the story here?
well, the outside turf is more of a European turf course where it has like the undulations of the track and the odd turns and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now,
Do they are the horses kicking a soccer ball around while they're running also? Is that the whole European vibe with this or no? No
no,
soccer balls involved.
No, but
Okay.
you do have fans on the sidelines yelling, "This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing." When your horse finishes dead last as a 2 to 5 favorite.
Hmm.
Oh,
Never had that. It happened to me at Aqueduct or Monmouth or
but there was one time when um, George Steinbrenner was alive. He had a horse at Parks for the Pennsylvania Derby,
Mhm.
and everybody started a Yankee sucks chant.
Oh.
And if you watched my show a couple of weeks ago, the Joe Quill show, I did pay off a bet for losing a Yankees wager against the Phillies.
Yeah, Yankees came in there and
Yeah.
wiped them right out. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
old news. I haven't been around to talk about
Yeah.
anything, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's old news.
But
But also let me throw a plug in real fast that
okay.
9/9 of 24. It's a Monday. It's the first Monday after NFL's week 1. Bleacher Brothers Sports Network, um, the digital radio platform, and the complete streaming package is launching out. So stay tuned for that. You're gonna be able to download an app. You're gonna be able to find us everywhere,
Yep.
literally everywhere. Kind of like if you're in Philly right now, you can find Bet365 everywhere. Or if you go and download the FanDuel app today, you will find money everywhere because all the free picks and
Mhm.
the bonuses um, and on the radio side, there'll be Listella Report, who does a great job with NCAA football and covering the AAC. There'll be the Joe Quill Show, almost nightly,
Yeah.
sort of like the anchor. Or I don't think you're going to be the anchor. There's a West Coast kid who's going to come in after you at the end
Okay.
of every day. But you got New Era Prep Nightly, Luch on Ice, the Bleacher Brothers Show, Back to the Dugout with Toby. You got White Noise. Hopefully, there will be the Defo Show.
Mm.
Um, Gosh, I know that I'm leaving a whole bunch out right now, but there's a Bleacher Brothers Show. So, yeah, lots of brand new, fresh
Yeah.
content. Stadium Food Girl is going to be doing a
Mm.
show. Um, so anyway, stay tuned. Stay tuned for like I said, I haven't been just lollygagging around with Luch on some bicycles, going for a joyride all summer. I'm working my ass off, and I'm still not
Yeah.
done. And
And you're
summer's
and
over.
you and you were also doing stud duties down at the farm, you know.
Well, then that's just a given when you're me.
So we get to the 10th race here, and it's the Catch a Glimpse Stakes. It's the female version of this race here, and the horse I was mentioning about um, uh, the I'm trying to find, here it is, the 4 Shifty. That's not my pick here, but the whole transitive property thing I was mentioning about, well, if this horse wins here, then this horse should move up in a race. Shifty is 15 to 1 on the morning line, but she didn't do that bad against the boys last time out. And usually, you know, you run against the boys, it's a lot of times it's a little, you're a little bit of a disadvantage. That's like
Yeah, haven't didn't you watch the Olympics? The girls are getting their asses kicked in the boxing ring against the boys.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Does this
and
horse identify as a boy
no,
or no? Okay. All right.
I don't know. I don't know if they identify. I mean, but the only real change that you could have is uh, a colt losing his testicles, known as a gelding.
Mm,
But um, but she Shifty finished fifth. But if Cairo Caper wins today, which you think will happen,
for sure.
Shifty might be a long shot play for you guys. But I'm not going in that route. I'm going with the 12 warming. Um, he broke his maiden aqueduct, should be ready to go here. And also, he's been training up to this race at Fair Hill, and one of the tracks that they have is Fair Hill is a Tapeta surface. Now they are running on the turf, and I know you're saying, Joe, Tapeta, they're not running on Tapeta. Tapeta and those synthetic surfaces do get those horses ready for races, whether it's another synthetic track like Woodbine's main track, or even on regular dirt or on turf. So that horse will be ready to go. And I think that horse is going to pounce on the stretch drive home. Now it's one of the longest stretches in the United States, second longest on turf to Kentucky Downs. But I really like this 12 here, and I think I can get some good money here at 6 to 1. Maybe that those odds will rise a little bit.
I'm going another direction, buddy. I locked the two in. Will Rain
Hmm.
um, ran a very impressive number in his first race out on the turf, 5.5 furlongs. I believe, from what I can see without watching the video here, is that he ran out of real estate
Yeah,
to win the race. Um, Today he's got a little extra real estate going on, so I went with the two Will Rain.
yeah, and also with that turf course that they're on, even though you're going to have your undulations and stuff like that, also that turn at Woodbine is more forgiving to runners that are going to be on the outside because of the fact it is more of a sweeping turn. Whereas if you want to call it this, the turf course at Saratoga, it's more of a cookie cutter type of a turf course, if you want to call it that, because it's fit
Mhm.
inside of the main track. So you do have a little more room to work with, and you're not crammed in or anything like that. So AJ is going with the two Will Rain, not Lil Wayne, but Will Rain. I am going with the 12, which is Warming. And this is a wide open race here. 13 year olds. I mean, it wouldn't be surprised if we had a 99 to 1 shot win, but who knows? But we're so one of us has a good shot of winning because we're not jinxing each other.
Exactly, but with the Woodbine special today on FanDuel,
Yeah,
your loss can come back anyway. So
yeah, yeah. Now it may be $5, but hey, just recycle that $5 all day, and next thing you know, you end up break even for the day.
hey, if you had $5 for every 50 that you've lost in your lifetime, you'd have a
Mm-hmm.
whole pile of money right now, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. So then we get to the big one, and there I go. I say it again. Uh, got the King's Plate here, which is the first leg of the Canadian Triple Crown. They are going a mile and a quarter on the main track, which is a Tapeta surface. You got a heavy favorite here. Well, got two heavy favorites here. The morning line favorites, the 7 My Boy Prince. I watched this race because I was trying to get familiar with some of the horses in this race, and he won the plate trial last month. That was a mile and the 16th, I believe. Had a bad start. He reared at the gate. Usually, he's a horse that's on the front end, but he dug in and he ended up winning by a length there.
Who
But
are we
I think
talking about? My boy Prince?
yeah, the 7,
Okay, all right.
race 11.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
So I think what may happen here is if he has a clean start, if the 3 Essex Serpent goes for the lead with him, they're going to burn each other out.
Mm.
And that's going to open things up here. And we do have a horse named for Caitlin Clark in here. The 4, Caitlin Her Greatness. I don't think she's winning, but doing some research, I realized it's named after her. The horse I like here is Raffaroo. Now, once again, I'm picking a maiden against winners, and I think I've hit this angle twice this week with a maiden beating winners here. But very lightly raced, only run 2 races. Um, was close in the pace here the last time out. It was a slowly run plate trial, and I think if they go a little bit too fast on the front end, I think Raffaroo, who has street sense as a sire, who those horses can run for days. I think he can close and steal this race with at a nice price here.
I so I'm gonna play an exacta in this
Mhm.
race,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna box 2-3
Okay.
Raffaroo and Essex Serpent because it oddly, so when I was a kid growing up on the Jersey Shore, I grew up on Essex Drive, and my nickname was the Essex Serpent. So um, that's what the girls used to call me. So anyway, I'm gonna box 2-3 here, but I
Okay.
kind of like I like the 3. I like the 2. I don't like who was it? The 7 that you were talking about. I got to
Yeah.
go back a page.
Yeah.
He's tired. Look at all the horse races like every other day.
Yeah.
So he's tired. He doesn't want to win.
Yeah. And when you have
He doesn't
long
want to
breaks,
race.
sometimes you wonder, is it injury? Is it this? Is it that? When you get up to those Canadian tracks, like I've been spotlighting a lot of us in a boy of the summer because that's what comes up on the daily racing forum for free races. Hastings, Century Mile and Century Downs in Alberta, and also Woodbine. They don't run in the winter. So sometimes you see a 7, 8 year old horse and they only have 15 races. Part of the reason why is those horses, they just winter there and they just take the winter off and then they get back into the swing of things where their horse racing career lasts longer because they're not injured as much because they're not running every 3, 4 weeks.
But running in the cold is supposed to be good for your joints and your bones and your muscles and stuff. So it's like these ice baths. So
Yeah. And I'm sure they're doing that behind the scenes, but not actual race day stuff. So, but yeah, so you're going with the
2-3
2, 3
box.
socks, 2, 3 box. I'm going with the 2. And just to tease the articles that are going to drop here, um, the stakes race undercard at Woodbine will drop at 11 o'clock at BleacherBrothers.com. The Alabama, which is what we'll look at next, that will drop at 11:15. The King's Plate will drop at 11:30.
Gotcha. So it is just a boom, boom, boom
Yeah,
of articles and picks today.
yeah. And
Nice.
there's a pick 3 I gave in the first article, and in the Saratoga article, I did give out a daily double as well because we're going to be looking at 2 races on that article. But we'll look just at the Alabama here today. And unfortunately, it was a name for Forrest Gump. You know,
The international winners were given out here on this show today.
yeah, yeah. So we got the Alabama here, and Jeff is enjoying this because toga, toga.
Mhm.
So
So let's go to Toga.
yeah, yeah, and Frank's up there too, probably. Hopefully, he's not getting himself into trouble. But we got eight fillies here going 1.25 miles to classic distance. No Torpedo Anna because she's going to be taking on the boys next weekend
This is
in
race 10.
Intrepid.
This is race
Yes,
10 in Saratoga.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Mhm.
So you do have eight fillies here. Favored is Candied, the 7. She's enjoying the fact that she doesn't have to face Torpedo Anna or Leslie's Rose, which are two of the top fillies in the country right now. Um, you know, wasn't that bad of a performance. It's just that it looks like she's losing ground just because Torpedo Anna took off down the stretch and won by 4.5. I'm going to try to beat Candied here. So the horse I'm looking at, and let me make sure I have the right number here so I don't contradict my article, and I apologize. Um, and I know this is great podcasting and show hosting, by the way. Uh,
This is live real time handicapping, bro. This is what
I
it
know,
looks like.
I know, but I don't want to contradict what I have in the article. Um,
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the trick. Is you give out one winner one place, another winner the other place, and then you can say, "Hey, I was right."
yeah, nah, but seriously, I am going with Miss Justify here. Now, one angle that I like to do, and this is more a Bob Baffert angle. Sometimes I like to play the other major trainer name here horse. Now, Todd Pletcher does train both Miss Justify and also the 7 Candied.
Are you still suspended in Kentucky from gambling, or has that suspension run out?
Baffert suspension ended.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Weren't you
I'm
banned
a,
by
I'm a,
the Churchill Downs from placing any wagers there?
I'm illegal in 48 states.
Okay, 48. All right, good.
So, um, so I'm going to go with a bit of an upset here. I'm going to go the other Todd Pletcher horse angle here. I'm going to go with Miss Justify. Now, granted, it's her first time going a true two-turn race. That mile race at Saratoga, I like to call it a turn and a half because of the mile chute that they have at the far right-hand side there. But her father's Justify. We know what he did, Triple Crown winner. Justify Justify Offspring can run all day, just like Street Sense horses can. And I think this is going to be a horse that steals the spotlight away from Candied and wins this race.
All right, I'm going to give you a winner. And I'm
Okay.
not going to give you a big explanation because the way I roll is I'm not going to give explanations. I'm just going to give winners.
Hmm.
That's it. All right. Not that you do this, but other handicappers, they lean, they sprinkle, they tell you, well, I kind of like this and I kind of like that, but you need to wait until the last minute where I won't be available to give you an actual pick. But if one of the 97 horses that I mentioned right now you happen to bet on and wins, then I can take credit for it and put it on my winning board. I'm going with the 2. I like the
Okay.
2. Uh Chatterless.
Hmm.
And the 2 is going to win the race.
Okay.
And that's all you need to know so that you say, "Hey, you know what? He gave me a winner. He made it really simple. I'm giving you the 2. The 2 wins this race. Boom.
Okay.
Done."
Okay. So we both like some longer shots here.
Yeah, and I like 8 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully we do get the 8-1 odds that you are seeing there for your horse. I get the 6-1 that I have for my horse, and maybe we can bring some money in to everybody out there.
Yeah, I bet I went heavy on this horse. Where is it? I think I bet 50 cents. That's ridiculous. You can make a 50-cent wager now? What the heck?
Well, for years now, you could do 10-cent superfectas.
That's insane. Roll out
Well,
the big bucks and spend the $2 on a bet if that's all you if that's what you can do. A 50-cent, 10-cent
well,
wager.
well.
Saratoga.
Also today at Woodbine, you have a mandatory payout of their pick six, and that's a 20-cent increment. And I know that I know for a fact that everybody is against these jackpot wagers because it creates more of um, more of a drag on your money and all that. And you're not getting as much money back and handle and takeout and all that. But um, I'm just taking a look here right now. Woodbine has a carryover of $40,000 in their pick six. Gulfstream has a mandatory today as well. They're at almost $200,000. So you got a couple of mandatory payouts today. So if you get lucky, you get a couple of long shots. Who knows? Maybe you pull in five, six, seven figures on a pick six today.
So for 40,000, I got to get my calculator out for this real fast. Let me see. So, uh, eight. So let's go divided by. All right. So I'm going to give you an easier way to win this $40. Just put 5 grand down on the 2 horse in the in Saratoga, and there you go. There's your $40,000 payout at 8-1 odds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and there's so much money going into those Saratoga pools that, a large wager like that won't affect the odds too much.
I would like some sort of T-shirt or something on the next show
Hmm.
presented to me after I just gave out a $40,000 winner right here. That's all I'm saying.
Or we can make a T-shirt that says, "I tried to give out a $40,000 winner, and all I got is this effing T-shirt."
I was given a $40,000 winner, but I doubted him, and now all I have is this effing T-shirt. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh. And
Yeah.
then my picks next week, you will have to click the tab and pay the $39.95
Mm.
after I give out the $40,000 winner this week, and you can have my picks next week.
Yep.
Oh,
But I'll always be free because I'm a man of the people.
gotcha.
Even though I keep teasing to everybody that I'm going to be sharing my stats for the year so far, and I with the huge spreadsheet I have, it just gets me to a point where I'm like, I got to walk away.
DC, Washington, DC. Does anything good ever happen in Washington, DC? Sports betting is there now. Big launches. Caesars officially live in DC.
Nice.
DraftKings is officially live in DC. So it's not much you can actually bet on that's worth betting on in DC, but now you can bet on anything you want in DC.
Nice. Well, you used to bet on your life every day there.
Yeah. But I took a trip to DC in the spring, a class trip, and it was remarkably a great time. And we didn't see any shenanigans when we were there.
Yeah. Probably
But
because those people that do those shenanigans were sleeping everything off.
it could be. Could be. Oh. All right, cool. So let everybody know when you're Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night.
Right. This week will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Or actually, next couple of weeks will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. We're going to add Wednesdays probably after the network launches. Um, I the Labor Day week is probably going to be a little screwy because I'm probably going to take a couple days off because I'm going to be doing a special stream on my Twitch on Friday for the Eagles opener
Mm,
in Brazil, and then we'll get everything ready for the launch on the 9th, and you know go full bore with that.
cool. All right. So also eligible. We'll be back next Saturday morning,
Yep,
possibly live from Saratoga.
yep,
If not, definitely somewhat live from Philadelphia and barely still breathing from South Florida.
yep.
So go and get your 40K today. Okay.
Hmm. Yep, and check my articles. They'll drop at 11, 11:15, 11:30. I purposely planned it that way so that as soon as you're done reading that first article, that second article should be ready. When you're done that second article, that third one will be ready for you.
Nice. I'm learning how to control this here while we get out. Okay, so I can. I like this music. This is very happy ending massage parlor sort of music.
Well, I know a good place for Deshaun Watson this fall.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, cool, Joe. Have a great day. Any Uncle Ernie sightings or anything? Just real quick before we go.
I haven't seen anything. I'm wondering if he got retired.
I don't know. Haven't spoken to Gil, but I'll find out. We'll give you an Uncle Ernie update next show.
Okay.
Joe, have a great weekend, buddy. Everybody,
too,
thanks
man.
for tuning in. Go get your winners, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, and catch those specials too.